The Art of Mind Reading, written by Ethan Hope, published by Wisdom Audiobooks. Introduction. In a world filled with complex interactions and hidden motivations, the ability to decipher thoughts and emotions is an invaluable skill. Imagine being able to understand the unspoken language of those around you, fostering deeper connections and creating authentic relationships. This book, The Art of Mind Reading, is designed to be your guide in navigating these intricate social landscapes, whether you're a business professional looking to negotiate effectively, a parent aiming to connect more deeply with your children, or an individual eager to enhance your interpersonal skills. Understanding human behavior through mind reading is not about performing magic tricks or exploiting people's thoughts. Instead, it's about gaining insights into the subtle cues that reveal what people are truly feeling and thinking. In our daily lives, we constantly engage in interactions where words alone cannot convey the full depth of our emotions and intentions. By learning to read between the lines, you can build stronger, more meaningful relationships. Consider the advantages in a professional setting. Business professionals often find themselves in high-stakes negotiations, where understanding the other party's mindset can be critically important. Imagine walking into a meeting and being able to gauge confidence, nervousness, enthusiasm, or doubt just by paying attention to nonverbal signals. Such insights could give you the upper hand in negotiations, allowing you to tailor your approach and communicate more effectively. The same principles apply to personal relationships. Parents, for instance, frequently face the challenge of deciphering their children's emotions. Children often struggle to articulate their feelings, leading to misunderstandings and frustration. By learning to pick up on subtle indicators of emotion, parents can respond more empathetically and supportively, helping their children feel understood and valued. This deeper connection fosters trust and opens the door to more open, honest communication. Of course, mind reading goes beyond just professional and parental contexts. It's a crucial skill for anyone interested in enhancing their ability to navigate human interactions. At its core, mind reading involves empathy, placing yourself in another's shoes to understand their perspective. Whether you're trying to improve your social relationships, resolve conflicts, or simply get along better with others, cultivating this kind of empathic insight can transform your interactions. This book explores a diverse range of mind-reading techniques, each aimed at unlocking different aspects of human behavior. From decoding facial expressions to interpreting body language, from understanding verbal nuances to recognizing subconscious motivations, these 40 techniques offer a comprehensive toolkit for delving into the mysteries of the human mind. For example, consider how much information is conveyed through facial expressions. A smile can indicate genuine happiness, or be a mask for discomfort. Understanding the subtle differences can change how you respond to someone. Similarly, body language speaks volumes. Crossed arms might signal defensiveness, or simply comfort, depending on the context. Learning to distinguish these signals will help you interact more smoothly and intuitively. Another powerful technique involves listening to the tone of voice. Often what someone says is less important than how they say it. A wavering voice might suggest uncertainty, while a steady tone may indicate confidence. By attuning yourself to these auditory cues, you can better understand the emotional states behind the words. Beyond these observable behaviors, this book also delves into the intricacies of subconscious motivation. People often act based on desires and fears they may not even be aware of themselves. Unraveling these underlying drivers opens up new dimensions of understanding. For instance, a colleague who is unusually critical might be motivated by insecurity and a need to prove themselves. Recognizing this can shift your response from defensiveness to compassion, transforming potential conflict into a growth opportunity. By emphasizing the real-world application of these techniques, the art of mind reading ensures that you're not just learning abstract concepts, but gaining practical skills to employ in everyday situations. Imagine walking into any social situation with heightened awareness and empathy, equipped to navigate conversations and relationships more adeptly than ever before. Central to the practice of mind reading is the theme of empathy and genuine connection. It's not merely about analyzing people as if they were puzzles to be solved. Rather, it's about fostering an atmosphere of trust and understanding. When you make the effort to truly see and hear others, they feel valued and respected. This creates a strong foundation for authentic interactions and deeper bonds. Mind reading, therefore, is not just a tool for decoding the thoughts of others. It is a gateway to fostering empathy, building trust, and establishing genuine connections. Through the skills you'll develop with this book, imagine the transformative impact on your life. You'll cultivate a deeper understanding of yourself and those around you, enriching your personal and professional relationships. As you embark on this journey through the art of mind reading, prepare to delve into the subtleties of human interaction in a way that is both illuminating and empowering. By mastering these techniques, you'll be better equipped to connect with others on a profound level, navigating the complexities of human behavior with grace and insight. Imagine the possibilities that arise when you can decode the unspoken, tap into hidden emotions, and foster true empathy. Welcome to the art of mind reading. Your journey to deeper understanding and more meaningful connections starts here. Chapter 1: Introduction to Mind Reading. Understanding the principles of mind reading involves exploring how we interpret others' thoughts, emotions, and intentions through careful observation and empathy rather than mystical abilities. This chapter delves into the various signals people emit, such as changes in voice tone, body language, and facial expressions. By accurately reading these cues, we can gain meaningful insights into one's mental state. The ability to decode nonverbal communication is crucial for building stronger relationships and ensuring effective interactions in both personal and professional settings. This chapter will cover several key aspects of mind reading. It begins by defining the term in a practical context, distinguishing it from its popular cultural portrayal. Following that, the nuances of interpreting nonverbal signals are examined, offering examples of common gestures and expressions. The importance of empathy is highlighted, stressing how understanding another's feelings can foster deeper connections. Additionally, the influence of cultural differences on interpreting cues is discussed, emphasizing the need for cultural sensitivity. Finally, guidelines are provided for enhancing one's observational skills and managing biases, equipping readers with the tools needed for better interpersonal communication. Defining mind reading. Mind reading is often portrayed in popular culture as a mystical ability to peer into someone's thoughts. However, in reality, it refers to the skill of understanding someone's thoughts, emotions, and intentions through careful observation and empathy. This subpoint aims to define mind reading in this practical sense and highlight its significance in building strong interpersonal connections. Understanding the nuances of interpreting thoughts and emotions is essential for effective mind reading. While we cannot literally hear another person's thoughts, we can gain insights into their mental state by paying attention to various signals they emit. These signals include changes in voice tone, body language, facial expressions, and other subtle cues. For instance, someone crossing their arms might suggest discomfort or defensiveness, while maintaining eye contact could indicate confidence and openness. Interpreting these indicators requires not just keen observation, but also context awareness, as the same gesture might carry different meanings depending on the situation. The perception of nonverbal cues is crucial for effective mind reading. Nonverbal communication accounts for a significant portion of our interactions. Recognizing patterns in gestures, posture, facial expressions, and even micro-expressions, brief, involuntary facial expressions that reveal true emotions, can provide a wealth of information about what a person is experiencing internally. For example, a smile can convey happiness, agreement, or even sarcasm, depending on accompanying gestures and the environment. Therefore, learning to accurately perceive and interpret these cues can significantly enhance one's ability to understand others, making interactions more meaningful and productive. Practicing empathy is another key component of mind reading. Empathy involves putting oneself in another person's shoes to understand their feelings and perspectives. This skill is particularly important because it allows us to connect with others on a deeper level. By empathizing, you not only recognize the emotions they are expressing, but also validate them, which can lead to stronger bonds and improved communication. For example, if a colleague appears stressed, offering support or simply acknowledging their feelings can create a supportive work environment and foster trust. It is important to note that empathy should be genuine. People can usually discern when someone is being insincere. Cultural influences also play a significant role in how mind reading is perceived and practiced. Different cultures have unique ways of expressing emotions and thoughts, which can affect how we interpret nonverbal cues. For instance, in some Asian cultures, maintaining eye contact might be seen as disrespectful or confrontational, whereas in Western cultures, it is often considered a sign of attentiveness and honesty. Being aware of these cultural differences is essential for accurate mind reading, especially in multicultural settings. Misinterpretations due to cultural misunderstandings can lead to conflicts and reduce trust. So it's crucial to approach each interaction with cultural sensitivity and openness. Given these insights, it's evident that mind reading, though not magical, is a valuable skill that can enrich our interactions and relationships. To effectively develop this skill, it is helpful to follow certain guidelines. Practice active listening. Focus fully on the speaker, avoiding distractions, and demonstrate that you are listening through nods, short verbal acknowledgments, and appropriate body language. Active listening helps you pick up on subtle cues that may otherwise go unnoticed. Enhance your observational skills. Pay close attention to the body language, facial expressions, and gestures of those around you. Practice observing people in different settings and contexts to understand how these cues vary. Cultivate empathy. Try to understand things from other people's perspectives. Reflect on their possible emotions and reasons behind their behavior. Sometimes, imagining yourself in their situation can help build a better emotional connection. Be mindful of cultural contexts. Educate yourself about cultural norms and practices, especially if you are interacting with people from diverse backgrounds. This awareness helps prevent misinterpretations and fosters mutual respect. Manage your biases. Be conscious of your perceptions and prejudices. Acknowledge that your biases can affect how you interpret others' behaviors. Strive for objectivity and fairness in your judgments. Understanding the limitations and potential of mind reading can significantly enhance your ability to connect with others. It's about being present, observant, and empathetic, rather than possessing any supernatural abilities. When applied correctly, these skills can lead to more effective communication, stronger relationships, and an overall improvement in both professional and personal interactions. By integrating these principles into everyday life, individuals can navigate the complexities of human interactions with greater ease and confidence, ultimately fostering a more harmonious and understanding environment. Underlying psychological theories. Understanding the psychological frameworks that underpin the art of mind reading requires delving into several key areas. One of these is the role of empathy and perspective taking in the theory of mind, 2M. Empathy allows us to resonate with others' feelings, while perspective taking enables us to see situations from viewpoints different from our own. Cognitive and emotional processes work together to form a cohesive understanding of another's mental state. Empathy and perspective taking are essential components of 2M. When we exercise empathy, we connect with the emotions of others, which fosters deeper interpersonal relationships. Perspective taking complements this by allowing us to understand not just the emotions, but also the thoughts and intentions behind those emotions. Combining these abilities helps in making accurate judgments about a person's mental state. Research supports the idea that higher emotional intelligence enhances perspective-taking capabilities, fostering better expressivity and interpersonal connections. Differences in tone development across age groups provide insights into how mind reading evolves throughout one's life. For instance, young children may struggle with complex 2M tasks, like understanding false beliefs, whereas older adults might exhibit more errors in continuous 2M tasks compared to younger adults. This variability suggests that tone is not static, but undergoes changes influenced by cognitive development and social experiences. Studies indicate that adults can inform accounts of 2M development based on their accumulated social skills and life experiences. Enhancing cognitive empathy involves two critical aspects: active listening and emotional intelligence. Active listening requires fully concentrating, understanding, and responding to what is being said, rather than passively hearing the message. This intentional engagement promotes better comprehension of others' emotional states. Emotional intelligence, the ability to identify and manage one's own and others' emotions, plays a significant role in improving cognitive empathy. Emotional intelligence encompasses self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills, all of which contribute to more effective mind reading. Active listening aids in decoding both verbal and nonverbal cues. By maintaining eye contact, nodding, and providing feedback, one demonstrates attentiveness and empathy. These behaviors encourage the speaker to share more openly, offering richer data for accurate mind reading. Emotional intelligence further refines this process by equipping individuals with the tools to interpret these cues correctly and react appropriately, thereby enhancing social competence. Practical strategies for enhancing mind reading skills through social learning can be highly effective. Social learning involves observing and imitating the behaviors of others, particularly those who are skilled in interpersonal interactions. Role-playing exercises, for instance, can help individuals practice empathy and perspective-taking in controlled scenarios. Engaging in diverse social interactions also broadens one's understanding of various perspectives, promoting better 2M development. Regularly practicing these strategies can make mind reading more intuitive and less effortful over time. Another practical approach is the use of reflective practices. Encouraging individuals to reflect on their social interactions and consider what they did well or could improve enhances their 2M skills. Journaling about daily interactions and analyzing different perspectives can foster greater awareness and empathy. Additionally, seeking feedback from peers and mentors about one's social interactions can provide valuable insights and areas for improvement. Incorporating mindfulness practices can also enhance cognitive empathy and mind reading abilities. Mindfulness, the practice of being present and fully engaged in the current moment, reduces distractions and improves focus during social interactions. This heightened awareness allows individuals to pick up on subtle cues that might otherwise go unnoticed, leading to more accurate interpretations of others' thoughts and emotions. Social learning can include engaging with media that depicts complex social interactions. Watching movies, reading books, or even participating in games that require understanding characters' motivations and emotions can enhance one's 2M skills. These activities challenge individuals to think deeply about different perspectives and improve their ability to read others' minds accurately. It's important to note that while enhancing mind-reading skills can significantly benefit personal and professional relationships, respecting boundaries and privacy is crucial. Accurately interpreting someone's thoughts and emotions does not grant permission to invade their personal space or push them to disclose more than they are comfortable sharing. Building trust and maintaining ethical standards in mind-reading practices ensures respectful and beneficial interactions for all parties involved. In this chapter, we explored the practical aspects of mind reading, moving beyond its depiction in popular culture to understand how it can be a valuable skill in everyday interactions. We discussed the importance of interpreting nonverbal cues, such as body language, facial expressions, and vocal changes, which provide insights into a person's thoughts and feelings. By developing keen observational skills and practicing empathy, we can build stronger interpersonal connections, making our interactions more meaningful and productive. Additionally, Being mindful of cultural differences helps in accurately interpreting these cues, fostering better communication and reducing misunderstandings. We also delved into the underlying psychological theories that support mind reading, highlighting the roles of empathy and perspective taking in enhancing our ability to understand others. Techniques like active listening and emotional intelligence were emphasized as critical for improving cognitive empathy. Practical strategies such as social learning, reflective practices, and mindfulness can further enhance these skills. Ultimately, mind reading is about being present, observant, and empathetic, rather than possessing any mystical abilities. By integrating these principles into our daily lives, we can navigate human interactions with greater ease, confidence, and mutual understanding. Chapter 2. Decoding Facial Expressions. Decoding facial expressions is an essential skill for understanding and interacting with others. Facial expressions often provide immediate, non-verbal insight into a person's emotions, which can be critical in both personal and professional contexts. This chapter delves into the intricacies of interpreting these expressions, focusing on the universal nature of basic emotional cues, as well as the subtle nuances that can make such interpretations complex yet fascinating. By exploring the foundational aspects of facial cues, one gains a clearer picture of how common emotions manifest through specific muscle movements and how these can be universally recognized. In this chapter, we will examine the basic facial expressions related to emotions such as happiness, sadness, anger, and surprise, outlining the universal features that make them identifiable across different cultures. We will also delve into the significance of micro-expressions, those fleeting involuntary expressions that can reveal hidden feelings. Additionally, the chapter will address cultural variations in displaying and interpreting facial expressions, providing insights into how social norms influence emotional expression. Analyzing the role of context in accurately interpreting these cues will further enhance our understanding, illustrating the importance of environmental factors in decoding emotions. Through this comprehensive exploration, readers will enhance their ability to recognize and interpret a wide range of facial expressions, enriching their interpersonal skills and emotional intelligence. The basics of facial cues. To understand the fundamental principles of facial expressions and how they convey emotions, we must first explore what common facial expressions look like and what they signify. Emotions like happiness, sadness, anger, and surprise are universally recognized and often easy to identify. A smile typically represents happiness, with upturned lips and sometimes crinkling around the eyes, known as crow's feet. Sadness might be shown through frowning, a downturned mouth, and drooping eyelids. Anger can be seen with furrowed brows, glaring eyes, and a tightened mouth. Surprise is often depicted with raised eyebrows and wide-open eyes and mouth. Recognizing the muscle movements associated with these emotions involves understanding different facial regions. For example, the zygomatic major muscle, which stretches from the cheekbone to the corners of the mouth, is engaged during a smile. On the other hand, the corrugator supercilii, located above the eye socket, contracts when someone furrows their brow in anger or concentration. The orbicularis oculi muscle surrounds the eye socket and is used when squinting, or when genuine smiles, known as Duchenne smiles, involve the eyes. There's significant evidence suggesting that certain basic expressions of emotion are universal. Across cultures, people tend to recognize and express 6 primary emotions: happiness, sadness, anger, surprise, fear, and disgust. This universality is evident even among individuals who have had no exposure to visual cues, such as those born blind, who still use similar facial expressions to convey these emotions. However, while basic expressions may be universally recognizable, there are also cultural variations in how emotions are displayed and interpreted. Some cultures may discourage the open display of certain emotions like anger or sadness, leading individuals to mask their true feelings. These social norms can impact the facial expressions people use and how they are perceived by others. Context plays a crucial role in interpreting facial cues accurately. A single expression can hold different meanings depending on the situation. For instance, a smile at a funeral may not indicate happiness, but instead serve as a polite gesture to comfort others. Similarly, a furrowed brow during a high-stakes negotiation could signify concentration rather than anger. Therefore, understanding the context in which an expression occurs is vital for accurate emotional interpretation. In face-to-face communication, nonverbal cues, including facial expressions, significantly contribute to conveying social meaning. Studies show that up to 55% of communication is achieved through facial expressions, underscoring their importance in decoding emotions and intentions. Facial expression. An overview vertical bar, Science Direct Topics, ND. This highlights the need for business professionals, parents, and individuals aiming to enhance interpersonal skills to develop a keen eye for these subtle cues. Interpreting facial expressions is not just about recognizing the obvious signs, but also about noticing the nuanced muscle movements that convey specific emotions. When we're angry, our facial muscles react in distinctive patterns. The frontalis muscle, for instance, raises the eyebrows, while the procerus and corrugator muscles draw the eyebrows together and downwards. Identifying these specific muscle movements can help us decipher complex emotions. Additionally, facial symmetry and asymmetry play roles in conveying emotions. Typically, the left side of the face is more expressive due to the brain's hemispheric control mechanisms. This asymmetry can sometimes offer clues about genuine versus fake expressions. Genuine smiles usually engage both sides of the face evenly, while forced smiles may appear lopsided or less symmetrical. Exploring universality in facial expressions provides insights into how similar we are despite cultural differences. Yet it is equally important to acknowledge that interpretations can vary greatly based on cultural contexts. For instance, while a smile is broadly understood as a sign of happiness, in some cultures, it might also signal discomfort or serve as a mask for negative emotions. Thus, being aware of these cultural nuances is critical for effective cross-cultural communication. Understanding the impact of micro-expressions, fleeting facial expressions lasting only a fraction of a second, on overall facial cues is another layer of complexity. Micro-expressions reveal hidden emotions that people might try to conceal. Spotting these brief expressions can provide deeper insights into someone's true feelings, making them valuable tools in settings ranging from business negotiations to parenting. The ability to distinguish between genuine and fake expressions is essential in social interactions. Genuine expressions often engage multiple facial muscles and last slightly longer while appearing smoother. In contrast, fake expressions might seem uneven or too prolonged. Recognizing these differences helps in understanding whether the emotion being shown is authentic. Discussing the role of microexpressions in revealing true feelings further enhances our comprehension of facial cues. While these expressions are difficult to spot, training and practice can improve one's ability to detect them. Tools such as images and video clips can be beneficial in honing this skill. Identifying microexpressions and cultural variations. Understanding the subtle language of microexpressions and cultural impacts on facial expressions can significantly enhance our emotional intelligence and communication skills. Microexpressions are brief, involuntary facial expressions that reveal genuine emotions, often occurring without the individual's conscious awareness. These expressions last for only a fraction of a second, typically 1/15th to 1/25th of a second, and can uncover hidden feelings, making them crucial in nonverbal communication. For instance, imagine you are negotiating a business deal and your counterpart briefly shows signs of discomfort by quickly tightening their lips or furrowing their brow before returning to a neutral expression. Recognizing these fleeting signals could alert you to underlying concerns or resistance, allowing you to address them proactively. Similarly, parents can use microexpression detection to understand their children's unspoken fears or anxieties, creating opportunities for deeper connection and trust. One effective method to improve the ability to spot these elusive expressions is consistent practice with images and videos specifically designed for this purpose. Training tools often feature slowed-down footage of individuals displaying various micro-expressions, enabling viewers to learn the subtle cues associated with different emotions. There are numerous online platforms offering such training modules, where professionals and individuals can refine their observation skills through repeated exposure and practice. Another critical aspect of recognizing micro-expressions is honing one's intuition and observational prowess. Developing a keen eye for detail involves paying close attention not only to the face, but also to accompanying body language and contextual factors. For instance, if someone averts their gaze momentarily while expressing agreement, this incongruence might suggest hesitation or doubt. By tuning into these small yet significant details, we become more adept at interpreting the true emotional states of others. Furthermore, understanding the role of cultural norms in shaping facial expressions is essential for accurate interpretation across different societies. Cultural variations influence how emotions are displayed and perceived. For example, in some cultures, direct eye contact might signify confidence and honesty, while in others, it could be viewed as disrespectful or confrontational. Recognizing such cultural nuances helps avoid misinterpretations and enhances cross-cultural communication. The challenges of cross-cultural communication extend beyond just facial expressions. Different societies have unique ways of expressing emotions through gestures, tone, and other nonverbal cues. For instance, a smile in one culture might indicate friendliness, while in another, it could mask discomfort or embarrassment. Understanding these differences requires a mindset of openness and curiosity, striving to learn the specific nonverbal languages of various cultures. To navigate cultural variations effectively, emphasizing empathy and adaptability is crucial. Empathy involves putting oneself in another's shoes and considering their perspective, which fosters mutual understanding and respect. By approaching interactions with empathy, we become more attuned to potential cultural misunderstandings and can respond with greater sensitivity. Adaptability is equally important in cross-cultural communication. Being willing to adjust our communication style and expectations based on the cultural context allows for smoother and more meaningful exchanges. For instance, when interacting with people from cultures that value indirect communication, being patient and attentive to subtler cues becomes essential. Strategies for effective cross-cultural communication also include utilizing nonverbal cues and facial expressions to bridge language barriers. Nonverbal communication often transcends linguistic differences and can convey emotions and intentions universally. Simple actions like nodding, maintaining an open posture, or using hand gestures can reinforce spoken messages and facilitate better understanding. Practicing active listening is another valuable approach. In conversations involving cultural differences, actively listening entails giving full attention to the speaker, acknowledging their points, and asking clarifying questions when needed. This demonstrates respect and interest, fostering a positive environment for dialogue. Understanding facial expressions is a valuable skill that enhances our emotional intelligence and communication. This chapter explored the basics of interpreting common emotions through facial cues, including happiness, sadness, anger, and surprise. It dissected the anatomy of facial muscles involved in these expressions and highlighted the universal recognition of basic emotions across cultures. Additionally, it emphasized the importance of context in accurately interpreting these cues, pointing out that a single expression can have different meanings depending on the situation. The chapter also touched on the significance of microexpressions, which are brief yet revealing signs of concealed emotions, and how they can offer deeper insights into people's true feelings. Recognizing cultural variations in facial expressions further enriches our understanding, as different societies have unique ways of displaying and perceiving emotions. By honing our ability to spot microexpressions and being mindful of cultural influences, we can improve our interactions both professionally and personally. For business professionals, this means navigating negotiations more effectively. For parents, it translates to better understanding their children's unspoken concerns. And for individuals keen on interpersonal skills, it provides a tool for empathetic and meaningful engagements. Developing these skills requires practice and an open mindset, but the payoff is invaluable in building stronger, more genuine connections. Chapter 3. Reading Body Language. Reading body language is a powerful skill that allows individuals to understand unspoken messages conveyed through physical gestures and postures. It offers insights into people's thoughts, emotions, and intentions, often providing more information than spoken words alone. By observing how someone positions themselves or moves during an interaction, one can gain a deeper comprehension of their true feelings and attitudes. This chapter delves into the nuances of body language, equipping readers with practical knowledge to interpret these silent signals effectively. In this chapter, we will explore several critical aspects of reading body language, starting with understanding how posture and attitude reflect one's mental state and intentions. We will cover the significance of open and closed body postures in communication, revealing what they imply about an individual's receptiveness or defensiveness. Additionally, the concept of mirroring body language to establish rapport will be discussed, providing strategies to build stronger connections. The influence of body language on self-confidence and assertiveness will also be examined, highlighting research findings and practical applications. Finally, we will touch on the importance of considering cultural variations in interpreting body language, ensuring accurate understanding and respectful interactions across different cultural contexts. Posture and attitude. Understanding how posture and attitude convey unspoken messages is an essential skill for anyone seeking to enhance their ability to read others' thoughts and motivations. Our bodies often reflect our inner emotions without us even realizing it, providing a wealth of information to those who know what to look for. Alignment of body and mind. Posture can be an outward reflection of our mental state. For instance, someone sitting with their shoulders slumped and head down might be feeling defeated or overwhelmed. Conversely, a person sitting upright with a straight back and lifted chin likely exudes confidence and readiness. To understand someone's mental state, it's crucial to observe these signals closely. When body language aligns with spoken words, it reinforces the message being conveyed. However, when there is a mismatch, it can create confusion and mistrust. For example, if someone says they are confident in their presentation but exhibits closed-off body language, such as crossed arms and avoiding eye contact, their audience may perceive them as anxious or unprepared. Recognizing open and closed body postures. Open and closed postures are significant indicators in communication. Open body postures, such as uncrossed arms, relaxed hands, and facing towards the other person, signal openness and receptiveness. These gestures suggest that an individual is comfortable and ready to engage. On the other hand, closed body postures, like crossing arms or legs, turning the body away, or placing objects between oneself and others, can indicate defensiveness, discomfort, or disinterest. Recognizing these signs can help decipher how receptive someone is during an interaction. For business professionals, understanding these cues can enhance negotiation strategies by identifying when a counterpart is genuinely engaged or when it might be necessary to shift tactics to facilitate better communication. Mirroring body language to establish rapport. One effective way to build connections and rapport is through mirroring body language. Mirroring involves subtly copying the movements, posture, and gestures of another person. This technique creates a sense of empathy and understanding between individuals. When done naturally, it can make the other person feel more at ease and understood, strengthening the interpersonal connection. For instance, if someone leans forward slightly while talking, you might also lean forward to show you are actively engaged in the conversation. It's essential to execute this technique mindfully and avoid overdoing it, as it might come off as insincere or mocking. To practice mirroring effectively, start by observing the other person's body language and gradually adopt similar gestures. Over time, this will become more intuitive and less forced. Analyzing research on the influence of body language on self-confidence and assertiveness. Studies have shown that body language not only affects how others perceive us, but also influences our own self-perception. One notable research area involves the concept of power poses. Pioneered by social psychologist Amy Cuddy, power poses involve adopting expansive, open stances that can boost feelings of confidence and reduce stress. For example, standing with your hands on your hips and legs spread wide, often referred to as the Superman pose, can lead to increased feelings of empowerment and readiness. This phenomenon occurs because certain body positions can trigger physiological responses that affect our mental state. High power poses can increase testosterone levels associated with dominance and confidence, while reducing cortisol levels linked to stress. Additionally, confident body language can foster positive reinforcement from others. When we exhibit strong, assertive body language, people around us are more likely to respond positively, viewing us as capable and reliable. This positive feedback loop can further enhance our self-confidence, creating a virtuous cycle. In professional environments, appearing confident through body language can significantly impact career advancement. Colleagues and superiors are more inclined to trust and support individuals who project competence and leadership through their nonverbal cues. Similarly, in parenting, maintaining confident body language while interacting with children can instill a sense of security and trust, fostering healthier relationships. Hand gestures and eye contact. Hand gestures and movements play a critical role in the realm of nonverbal communication. They can enhance conversations by emphasizing key points, reveal underlying emotions through microexpressions, indicate honesty or deceit with shifts in eye contact, and vary significantly across different cultural contexts. First, let's delve into how hand movements impact verbal communication. Hand gestures often serve to underline critical points in conversations. For instance, raising a finger while making a statement can highlight an important fact or opinion. Similarly, spreading hands apart can emphasize the breadth or significance of an issue being discussed. In business settings, using deliberate and controlled gestures can make presentations more compelling, helping to keep the audience engaged and illustrating points more vividly. Conversely, overly animated or erratic hand movements might distract from the message or suggest a lack of confidence and control. Observing microexpressions and hand gestures also provides significant insights into a person's emotional state. Sometimes, even slight and rapid hand movements can betray feelings that words attempt to conceal. For instance, fidgeting fingers or tapping a foot could indicate nervousness or impatience, while clenched fists might signify anger or frustration. Micro-expressions such as these are usually unconscious, and therefore reliable indicators of genuine emotions. By becoming adept at recognizing these subtle cues, one can better understand the feelings and intentions of others, thereby improving interpersonal interactions, whether in professional environments or personal relationships. When it comes to detecting signs of honesty or dishonesty, shifts in eye contact patterns can be particularly telling. Eye contact is a powerful form of nonverbal communication that conveys a wealth of information. In many Western cultures, steady eye contact is seen as a sign of confidence and trustworthiness. People who maintain direct eye contact during a conversation are generally perceived as honest and sincere. On the other hand, frequent shifts in eye contact, especially when paired with anxious hand movements, may signal discomfort or deceit. For example, someone who avoids eye contact and exhibits nervous fiddling might be hiding something or feeling guilty. Understanding these nonverbal signals can be particularly beneficial in negotiation scenarios, where gauging the truthfulness of counterparts is essential. It's crucial to acknowledge that eye contact etiquette can differ dramatically across various cultural backgrounds. In some Asian cultures, for instance, direct eye contact with elders or superiors is considered disrespectful. Instead, averting one's gaze is a customary show of respect. Conversely, In many Arab cultures, prolonged eye contact is valued as a sign of interest and sincerity. A person who fails to reciprocate this kind of eye contact may be viewed as untrustworthy or disinterested. Similarly, within the United States, cultural subgroups hold differing norms. African Americans might use more eye contact while speaking and less while listening compared to their Anglo-American counterparts. These differences are critical to understand when one seeks to build strong relationships across cultural lines. In the context of parents seeking deeper connections with their children, being mindful of hand gestures and eye contact can foster more open and effective communication. Children might not always verbalize their feelings directly, but their body language often speaks volumes. A child who repeatedly glances away or begins to fidget during a conversation may be feeling anxious or uncomfortable about the topic at hand. Recognizing and addressing these nonverbal cues can help parents provide the necessary reassurance and create a safe space for honest dialogue. For individuals interested in enhancing their interpersonal skills, mastering the interpretation of hand gestures and eye movements is indispensable. Effective communicators are those who can seamlessly combine verbal and nonverbal signals to convey messages clearly and compellingly. By paying attention to the nonverbal cues of others, one can respond appropriately, showing empathy and understanding even without spoken words. This ability to read and react to body language can significantly improve one's social interactions and build stronger, more meaningful relationships. Understanding cultural variations in hand gestures is also paramount. Gestures that are perfectly acceptable in one culture may be offensive in another. For example, the thumbs-up gesture is widely recognized as a sign of approval or agreement in many Western countries. However, in Greece and parts of the Middle East, this same gesture can be interpreted as an obscene insult. Misunderstandings like these can lead to unintended offenses and strained relationships. Therefore, when engaging with people from diverse cultural backgrounds, it is beneficial to research common nonverbal customs. Adapting one's use of gestures to align with cultural norms demonstrates respect and cultural sensitivity, reducing the risk of miscommunication and fostering goodwill. To adapt communication strategies effectively, consider incorporating cultural norms related to eye contact and gestures. For instance, when conducting business with Japanese professionals, it is respectful to avoid direct eye contact and engage in bowing rather than handshakes. Understanding the subtleties of bowing, such as its depth and duration, which correlate with social status, can further enhance mutual respect and rapport. Such adaptations are not only polite, but can also lead to more successful and harmonious interactions. In this chapter, we explored the significance of interpreting physical gestures and postures to understand others' unspoken messages. By observing body language such as open or closed postures and the alignment of body and spoken words, we can gain insights into an individual's true feelings and intentions. Recognizing these nonverbal cues allows us to respond more appropriately in various situations, enhancing our interpersonal interactions, whether in business meetings, family discussions, or social settings. We also examined how mirroring body language can help build rapport, and how power poses can influence self-perception and confidence. Understanding cultural differences in hand gestures and eye contact is crucial for successful communication across diverse backgrounds. These skills are not only vital for business professionals aiming to negotiate effectively, but also for parents who wish to connect better with their children and individuals striving to improve their social interactions. Mastering the art of reading body language equips us with a powerful tool to navigate human interactions with empathy and clarity. Chapter 4. Analyzing Voice and Tone. Analyzing voice and tone is essential for understanding hidden emotions in communication. Voice modulation, including changes in pitch and tonal inflections, reveals much more than the spoken words, uncovering underlying feelings and motivations. By paying attention to these vocal cues, one can gain valuable insights into the true emotional state of a speaker, enhancing both personal and professional interactions. This chapter explores various aspects of voice modulation, offering practical techniques to interpret and utilize these nuances effectively. Throughout this chapter, we will delve into how different pitch levels convey different emotions and affect listener perception. We will examine the impact of high-pitched versus low-pitched voices in various contexts, such as business meetings or parent-child conversations. Additionally, the chapter will discuss the significance of tonal inflections in detecting uncertainty, confidence, or deception. By understanding these subtle cues, readers will be better equipped to navigate complex emotional landscapes and improve their communication skills. Pitch and emotion. Understanding how variations in pitch can indicate different emotions and underlying motivations is essential for anyone looking to improve their interpersonal communication skills, whether in business, parenting, or personal interactions. The subtleties of pitch provide a wealth of information beyond the words spoken, unlocking deeper layers of meaning and emotion. Pitch ranges and emotions are fundamentally tied to how we express and perceive feelings through speech. A high-pitched voice often conveys excitement, enthusiasm, or stress. For example, when someone speaks excitedly about a significant achievement, their voice may rise, communicating their joy and eagerness. Conversely, a low-pitched voice can signal calmness, seriousness, or anger. For instance, a business professional negotiating a critical deal might lower their pitch to convey confidence and control. This modulation in pitch is not just about the emotions themselves, but also about how those emotions are perceived by others, affecting interpersonal dynamics and outcomes. Tonal inflections further add nuance to our understanding of spoken language by providing subtle cues that reflect uncertainty, confidence, or deception. These changes in tone can be slight yet impactful. When someone is unsure or questioning, their voice might have a rising inflection, even at the end of declarative sentences. On the other hand, a falling inflection generally signifies certainty and confidence. For example, a parent talking to a child about a bedtime routine might use a firm, falling inflection to show authority and reassurance. Alternatively, a deceptive statement may be accompanied by a tonal inconsistency, where the speaker's pitch wavers slightly, indicating potential dishonesty. Recognizing these tonal inflections can enable listeners to discern underlying truths and intentions that are not explicitly stated. Pitch stability and mood are closely related, as consistent pitch levels often signify emotional stability, while fluctuations in pitch can suggest emotional turbulence. A person who maintains a steady pitch throughout a conversation is likely to be viewed as balanced and composed. This steadiness is particularly valued in professional settings, where it helps build trust and reliability. For instance, a manager giving feedback to an employee would do well to keep a stable pitch, ensuring their message is received clearly and without emotional bias. In contrast, a fluctuating pitch might reveal nervousness, excitement, or agitation. For example, during a heated argument, someone's pitch may rise and fall erratically, reflecting their heightened emotional state. Understanding these variations can help individuals navigate complex emotional landscapes more effectively. The emotional impact of pitch cannot be overstated, as it has a profound effect on listener perception and engagement. High-pitched voices can attract attention and convey urgency, making them useful in situations requiring immediate action or response. For instance, emergency responders often use higher pitches to ensure commands are heard and followed quickly. However, if used excessively, a high pitch can become grating and convey anxiety rather than urgency. Conversely, low-pitched voices tend to have a calming effect, which can be advantageous in settings that require de-escalation or negotiation. A teacher speaking in a lower pitch may find it easier to settle a noisy classroom. Moreover, the context in which pitch variations occur plays a crucial role in their interpretation. Cultural differences significantly influence how pitch is perceived. In some cultures, a high-pitched speech might be seen as enthusiastic and engaging, while in others, it may come off as pushy or overly emotional. Understanding these cultural nuances helps in cross-cultural communication, reducing the likelihood of misunderstandings based on pitch alone. Additionally, individual experiences shape how one uses and perceives pitch. Personal history with certain tones, such as a comforting lullaby or a stern reprimand, can trigger emotional responses that go beyond the present interaction. Recognizing these personal triggers helps tailor communication approaches to suit the individual listener, enhancing empathy and connection. In practical terms, being aware of and mastering pitch variation can significantly improve one's communication effectiveness. In business, leaders who skillfully modulate their pitch can inspire confidence and motivate teams. For instance, a CEO addressing employees during a crisis might begin in a calm, low pitch to reassure, and then gradually raise their pitch to energize and mobilize the team. Parents can use pitch variation to connect more deeply with their children by matching their tone to the child's emotional state. A mother soothing a crying baby might use a soft, low pitch to comfort, while a father sharing exciting news might adopt a higher pitch to match the child's anticipated excitement. To enhance your ability to read and use pitch effectively, consider practicing active listening. Pay attention to the pitch changes in conversations around you and reflect on what emotions or motivations they might indicate. Try recording your own speech in different scenarios and listen back to identify patterns in your pitch variation. This self-awareness can help you adjust your vocal delivery to better align with your intended message and emotional tone. For professionals seeking to refine their communication skills, workshops and training sessions focused on vocal techniques can be invaluable. Speech coaches and therapists specialize in helping individuals understand and manipulate their vocal pitch to achieve desired outcomes. Whether it's commanding a boardroom, nurturing a child, or building rapport in social settings. Pace, rhythm, and subtext. Understanding how voice modulation reveals hidden emotions is crucial in both professional and personal interactions. This section explores how speech pace, rhythm, and tone can uncover the underlying emotions or intentions of a speaker. By learning to recognize these vocal cues, one can gain deeper insights into conversations and better navigate various social dynamics. Speed and excitement. The pace at which someone speaks often provides significant clues about their emotional state. Fast speech rhythms usually indicate enthusiasm, anxiety, or urgency. For instance, when a child eagerly recounts their day, their words flow swiftly, reflecting their excitement. On the other hand, rapid speech can also signify nervousness or stress, such as during a job interview or public speaking event. Recognizing this can help you respond appropriately, either by matching their energy if they are enthusiastic, or providing reassurance if they seem anxious. Guideline. When engaging in conversations, pay attention to the speed of the speaker's delivery. A rapid pace might require quick responses, or a calming influence, depending on the context. Pauses for emphasis. Strategic pauses are powerful tools in communication. They can emphasize key points and offer glimpses into hidden emotions. An intentional pause before delivering critical news allows the listener to prepare mentally and emotionally for what's coming next. Similarly, a slight hesitation mid-sentence might reveal uncertainty or an unspoken concern. For instance, consider a manager giving feedback to an employee. Your project was very detailed. The pause here emphasizes very detailed, indicating that it might have been overly so. Such nuances in speech provide additional layers of meaning that go beyond words alone. Guideline. Use pauses deliberately to underscore important information or to give yourself a moment to collect your thoughts, especially when discussing sensitive topics. Unsaid emotions. Often, what is not said carries as much weight as the spoken words. Verbal messages frequently contain hidden emotions or intentions that aren't immediately apparent. For example, a statement like, "I'm fine," can mean a multitude of things depending on the tone and context. The speaker might genuinely be fine, or they might be masking feelings of frustration, sadness, or resentment. By tuning into the subtleties of how something is said, rather than just what is said, one can uncover these hidden layers. If a friend tells you they're fine but their voice quivers slightly, it could be a sign that they need more support than they're letting on. Contextual clues. Speech is rarely isolated from its context. Subtle verbal cues, such as word choice and sentence structure, alongside the broader context of the conversation, hint at underlying thoughts or motivations. For instance, in negotiations, a change in tone when discussing specific terms could reveal discomfort or unwillingness. Consider the phrase, "Let's discuss this further." In a business meeting, this could mean genuine interest in collaboration, or it might be a polite way to delay a decision. The surrounding dialogue and the speaker's overall behavior provide essential clues to decipher the true intention. Guideline. Always consider the broader context when interpreting speech. Look for patterns and consistency between what is said and how it is said to fully understand the speaker's message. Non-verbal complement. While our primary focus is on vocal elements, it's important to acknowledge that non-verbal cues often complement speech. Body language, facial expressions, and gestures all play a significant role in conveying emotions. For example, crossed arms might signal defensiveness, while an open posture typically indicates friendliness and receptivity. Research has shown that integrating vocal cues with these nonverbal signals provides a more comprehensive understanding of emotional expression. Guideline. Observe nonverbal behaviors in conjunction with vocal cues to get a fuller picture of the speaker's emotional state and intentions. Practical applications. For business professionals, understanding these vocal cues can significantly enhance negotiation outcomes and build stronger relationships. For parents, these skills can foster deeper connections with their children by recognizing unspoken needs and emotions. Imagine negotiating a contract. If the other party speaks rapidly and avoids eye contact, this might indicate discomfort or eagerness to finalize the deal quickly. By picking up on these cues, you can adjust your approach, perhaps by slowing down the discussion to address any concerns they might have. Similarly, parents who notice their child speaking hurriedly about a school incident might deduce underlying anxiety or excitement, prompting a more tailored response, either to alleviate the child's worries or to share in their joy. Enhancing interpersonal skills. Individuals interested in improving their interpersonal skills can benefit immensely from mastering the art of interpreting speech pace, rhythm, and tone. This nuanced understanding fosters empathy, as it enables one to intuitively grasp others' emotional states and respond supportively. For instance, in casual conversations, detecting a friend's shift from a confident tone to a more subdued one when talking about work might prompt you to offer support or advice. Recognizing and responding to these subtle changes strengthens bonds and promotes healthier interactions. Understanding how voice modulation reveals hidden emotions is invaluable for improving communication in both professional and personal contexts. By paying attention to variations in pitch, tone, and rhythm, one can uncover deeper emotional layers that words alone may not reveal. These vocal cues help decode the true intentions and feelings behind a speaker's message, whether it's an enthusiastic pitch indicating excitement or a calm, low tone suggesting reassurance. Recognizing these subtleties allows for more effective interactions, fostering trust and connection. Applying these insights to everyday situations can lead to significant benefits. Business professionals can better navigate negotiations by interpreting vocal clues, while parents can respond more empathetically to their children's emotional needs. Practicing active listening and being mindful of vocal patterns enhances one's ability to respond appropriately and build stronger relationships. Whether in the workplace, at home, or in social settings, mastery of voice modulation serves as a powerful tool for enhancing interpersonal communication and understanding. Chapter 5. Deciphering linguistic cues. Interpreting verbal cues that reveal underlying motivations is a valuable skill in many aspects of life. By paying close attention to the words people choose, we can gain insights into their true feelings and intentions. Whether in professional settings or personal interactions, understanding the subtleties of word choice can help us navigate conversations more effectively and empathetically. This chapter discusses how specific vocabulary and contextual influences can provide clues about a person's emotional state or intentions. It emphasizes the importance of recognizing patterns, such as repetition or avoidance in language, as well as the role of metaphors in conveying complex ideas. By integrating these techniques, readers will learn to decode verbal cues more adeptly, fostering better communication and stronger relationships. Word choice analysis. Understanding how word choice can unveil hidden motivations and emotions is a crucial skill for anyone engaged in effective communication, be it in business negotiations or personal interactions. The words people choose are laden with subtle indicators of their true feelings, intentions, and even belief systems. By analyzing specific vocabulary, identifying contextual influences, understanding the power of metaphors, and recognizing patterns like word repetition or avoidance, we can gain deeper insights into what others are truly saying. To begin with, analyzing specific vocabulary can provide significant clues about a person's emotional state or intentions. Certain words carry emotional weight and can reveal underlying feelings. For instance, when someone uses the word devastated instead of sad, it indicates a stronger emotional response. This principle is not only applicable in extreme cases, but also in everyday conversations. Words like frustrated, elated, or anxious can signal specific emotions that might otherwise remain hidden behind a neutral facade. It is helpful to develop a keen awareness of language nuances. Business professionals, for example, may notice that a client frequently uses terms like concerned or unsure during negotiations, which could indicate hesitations or reservations about moving forward. Parents speaking to their children might pick up on words like nervous or scared, providing insights into their child's emotional world. Recognizing these subtle cues allows us to respond more empathetically and effectively. Contextual influences on word choice play an essential role in uncovering deeper meanings. The context in which words are spoken can dramatically alter their significance. A commonly used phrase in one setting might convey something entirely different in another. For instance, the casual use of the word fine during a stressful meeting might mask underlying frustration or dissatisfaction. Understanding context helps decode these subtleties. In a professional environment, observing the surrounding circumstances and the speaker's typical style can reveal much about their true sentiments. If a usually optimistic colleague suddenly starts using pessimistic language in meetings, this shift could be indicative of broader workplace issues. Similarly, in family dynamics, a teenager who consistently describes their school day as boring might be signaling deeper disengagement or unhappiness with their academic experience. Metaphors are another powerful linguistic tool that conveys complex ideas and underlying beliefs. Metaphorical language often reflects deeply held values and perspectives. When someone refers to a challenging project as an uphill battle, they are not just describing difficulty, but also implicitly sharing their mindset about the situation. They may see the task as arduous, yet surmountable. On the other hand, calling it a minefield suggests a sense of danger and unpredictability. By paying attention to the metaphors people use, we can gauge their attitudes and expectations. In a business setting, understanding whether team members view a strategic change as a journey or a gamble can inform leadership strategies and decision-making processes. Parents can also benefit from this awareness by recognizing the metaphors their children use, offering them better support and guidance through life's challenges. Recognizing patterns such as word repetition or avoidance can also signal underlying feelings. Repetition often emphasizes a particular concern or emotion. For instance, if someone repeatedly states, "I just want things to be fair," it highlights a strong preoccupation with fairness and possibly a perception of being treated unfairly. Conversely, avoiding certain words or topics can be equally telling. When someone consistently skirts around discussing future plans, It may indicate uncertainty or anxiety about what lies ahead. Identifying these patterns requires careful listening and attention to detail. In negotiations, a party that avoids discussing timelines might be uncertain about their ability to meet deadlines. This behavior offers valuable insight into potential delays or complications. Similarly, within families, a child who habitually avoids conversations about social activities may feel isolated or anxious about fitting in with peers. Awareness of such patterns enables more targeted and compassionate responses. Effective communication involves not just hearing words, but interpreting the rich tapestry of meanings woven into those words. By integrating these approaches, analyzing specific vocabulary, considering contextual influences, decoding metaphors, and recognizing repetitive or avoided language, we can become more adept at reading between the lines. This skill is invaluable across various interactions, helping us build stronger relationships and make more informed decisions. For business professionals, understanding verbal cues can enhance negotiation techniques and build trust with clients and colleagues. Parents who are attuned to their children's language can foster closer connections and provide better emotional support. Individuals interested in improving their interpersonal skills will find that these insights enable them to navigate human interactions with greater empathy and effectiveness. Detecting lies and truths. In our daily lives, we often rely on verbal cues to ascertain the sincerity or deception in others. Understanding these cues can be invaluable for business professionals, parents, and individuals keen on enhancing their interpersonal interactions. Here, we delve into techniques to identify deception and authenticity through verbal cues. Recognizing micro changes in tone, pitch, and pace is crucial in detecting deception. Research suggests that a person's voice may unconsciously reveal more than their words. Subtle shifts in tone, such as sudden increases or drops in pitch, can indicate stress or discomfort, which are often signs of deceit. Similarly, changes in speech pace, either rapid bursts or unusual slowness, might signal that the speaker is fabricating information or feeling anxious about their statements. Take, for instance, the scenario of a business negotiation. A client who rapidly speeds up their speech when discussing delivery timelines might be concealing potential delays. Conversely, a child who suddenly slows down while recounting their day at school could be hiding something unpleasant. By being attentive to these microchanges, one can gain insights into the truthfulness of the speaker's statements. Next, observing common phrases or speech patterns associated with dishonesty provides another layer of understanding. Phrases like, "to be honest," "in all honesty," or repeated use of filler words such as and can sometimes serve as red flags. These expressions might act as subconscious markers, indicating that what follows could be less than truthful. For example, during a job interview, if a candidate frequently inserts disclaimers like, "if I'm honest," before key points, it might be worth probing further into those areas. Similarly, in parental discussions, if a teenager punctuates their account with repeated fillers, they might be stalling for time to construct a narrative rather than delivering an accurate account. Recognizing these speech patterns helps in identifying possible deception, enabling more informed interactions. Identifying verbal cues that signal sincerity and authenticity is equally important. Sincere communication often flows smoothly, with consistent tone and natural speech rhythm. Authentic speakers tend to maintain eye contact and use a congruent mix of verbal and nonverbal cues. Genuine expressions lack exaggerated emphasis or over-explanation, focusing instead on straightforward and confident delivery. Consider a manager conducting annual performance reviews. An employee who speaks calmly and consistently about their achievements, without overly emphasizing minor accomplishments, is likely conveying genuine performance. In contrast, a child narrating a story about a good deed done at school would exhibit a natural, unforced pace, signaling authenticity. Identifying these genuine cues fosters trust and strengthens relationships, whether in professional or personal contexts. Learning to differentiate genuine expressions from deceptive ones through nonverbal alignment enhances this understanding further. Nonverbal behaviors, such as body language, facial expressions, and gestures, should align harmoniously with spoken words. Misalignment, where verbal messages contradict nonverbal signals, may suggest deceit. For instance, in a sales context, a representative who verbally expresses confidence in a product while exhibiting nervous behaviors like fidgeting or avoiding eye contact might not believe in their pitch. Similarly, a parent questioning a child about school activities may notice discrepancies between the child's enthusiastic words and their hesitant gestures. Such nonverbal misalignments alert us to potential falsehoods and guide more perceptive inquiries. One effective technique to gauge nonverbal alignment is to ask open-ended questions and observe responses closely. Open-ended questions compel the speaker to elaborate, offering a fuller view of their nonverbal and verbal interplay. For example, instead of asking, "Did you finish your project?" a manager might say, "Tell me about how you completed your project." This approach encourages detailed narratives where inconsistencies become more apparent. Moreover, cultivating active listening skills aids in recognizing these nuances. Active listening involves fully concentrating, understanding, responding, and remembering what is said. By giving speakers undivided attention, one can better detect subtle cues in both their words and accompanying behaviors, improving the accuracy of deception detection. A guideline for practicing active listening includes maintaining eye contact, nodding affirmatively, using brief vocal acknowledgments like "I see" or "go on," and refraining from interrupting. These practices ensure that the speaker feels heard and valued, promoting more honest communication. To illustrate, in a business meeting, a leader employing active listening creates an environment where team members feel comfortable sharing ideas openly. This transparency is crucial for innovative problem-solving and fostering a collaborative culture. Similarly, a parent practicing active listening with their child encourages open dialogue, building a foundation of mutual respect and understanding. Mastering the art of interpreting verbal cues unlocks a deeper understanding of those around us. By analyzing word choices, considering the context in which they are spoken, interpreting metaphors, and recognizing patterns in language use, we can uncover hidden motivations and emotions. This skill allows us to respond more empathetically and effectively, whether we are negotiating a business deal, supporting a child through challenges, or simply seeking to improve our interpersonal interactions. Being attuned to these subtle signals enriches our communications across various settings. For business professionals, it enhances negotiation strategies and builds stronger client relationships. For parents, it fosters closer connections with their children by providing insights into their emotional worlds. For anyone interested in improving their social skills, this awareness leads to more meaningful and effective interactions. Understanding and interpreting verbal cues not only helps us hear what is being said, but also connects us more deeply with those around us. Chapter 6: The Art of Active Listening. Active listening is the cornerstone of building empathetic connections with others. Its importance cannot be understated, as it not only enhances personal relationships, but also improves professional interactions. By devoting attention to the speaker and fully engaging in the communication process, active listening fosters a deeper understanding of the emotions and thoughts being shared. This chapter explores various proven techniques that contribute to effective active listening, enabling you to connect on a more meaningful level with those around you. Throughout this chapter, you will learn about reflective listening, a method that involves paraphrasing the speaker's message to demonstrate comprehension and empathy. The significance of observing nonverbal cues will be discussed, highlighting how body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice can provide additional insight into the speaker's true feelings. Furthermore, the use of open-ended questions will be examined as a way to encourage speakers to share more detailed responses. You will also discover strategies for creating conducive environments for active listening and the powerful impact of patience and silence in conversations. Each section of the chapter offers practical guidelines to help you refine your listening skills and enhance your ability to form strong, empathetic connections through effective communication. Techniques for listening actively. Active listening, a crucial skill for fostering strong, empathetic connections, involves various techniques designed to ensure effective communication. By understanding and implementing these strategies, we can enhance our ability to connect with others on a deeper level. Reflective listening. Reflective listening is an essential component of active listening that demonstrates understanding and empathy. This technique involves mirroring the speaker's message back to them to show that you truly comprehend what they are saying. It's about capturing the essence of their words and reflecting it back in your own language without parroting. For example, if a colleague expresses frustration about a project deadline, respond with, "It sounds like you're feeling overwhelmed by the tight timeline." This not only confirms that you've understood their feelings, but also helps the speaker feel validated and heard. Reflective listening fosters trust and openness in any conversation, making it easier for individuals to share their thoughts and emotions. Guideline. To practice reflective listening effectively, focus on paraphrasing the speaker's statements and emotions. Start sentences with phrases like, "It seems like," or "What I hear you saying is." This approach ensures that both the content and emotional undertones of the speaker's message are acknowledged. Nonverbal cues observation. Active listening goes beyond simply hearing words. It requires attention to nonverbal cues such as body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice. These signals often convey more information than verbal communication alone. For instance, crossed arms may indicate discomfort or defensiveness, while a calm and steady tone might suggest confidence or reassurance. Observing these nonverbal cues allows you to gain a fuller understanding of the speaker's message and emotional state. By acknowledging these signals, you can respond more appropriately and empathetically. Guideline. Pay close attention to the speaker's body language and facial expressions. Notice subtle changes in their posture, eye contact, and vocal intonations to get a sense of their true feelings. Avoid distractions during conversations by maintaining eye contact and nodding occasionally to show engagement. Open-ended questions. Using open-ended questions is another powerful technique in active listening. These questions encourage the speaker to elaborate, providing more insight into their thoughts and feelings. Unlike closed-ended questions that elicit short, definitive answers, open-ended questions promote deeper discussions and help uncover underlying issues or concerns. For example, instead of asking, "Did you have a good day?" opt for, "How did your day go?" This invites the person to share more details and provides opportunities for continued dialogue. Guideline. Incorporate open-ended questions into your conversations to facilitate comprehensive discussions. Start questions with how, what, or why to encourage the speaker to provide detailed responses. This technique helps build stronger connections and shows genuine interest in the conversation. Reflecting back emotions and thoughts. Reflecting back emotions and thoughts is crucial for active engagement in a conversation. This involves acknowledging and verbalizing the speaker's feelings and ideas, demonstrating that you are fully present and attentive. When someone speaks about their experiences, reflecting back their emotions can validate their feelings and make them feel understood. For example, if a friend shares their excitement about a new job, you might say, "You sound thrilled about this new opportunity." This not only reinforces their positive emotion, but also encourages them to continue sharing. Guideline. Enhance your active listening by consistently reflecting back the speaker's emotions and thoughts. Use phrases like, "I can see that this means a lot to you," or, "It sounds like you're really passionate about this." Such reflections show that you are attuned to their emotional state and foster a supportive communication environment. Creating a conducive environment. Creating an environment conducive to active listening is vital for effective communication. Reducing external distractions and ensuring a quiet, comfortable space can significantly impact the quality of the interaction. For instance, if you are having an important discussion, choosing a private setting away from noise and interruptions can help both parties feel more focused and engaged. Ensuring that your body language conveys attentiveness, such as leaning slightly forward and maintaining eye contact, further reinforces your commitment to actively listening. Guideline: set up a distraction-free environment for meaningful conversations. Select a quiet location and minimize interruptions by silencing devices or finding a private space. Your body language should reflect your attentiveness. Sit facing the speaker and maintain appropriate eye contact to demonstrate your focus. Practicing patience and silence. An often overlooked aspect of active listening is the power of patience and silence. Allowing pauses and not rushing to fill the silence gives the speaker time to process their thoughts and express themselves more fully. This patience shows respect for the speaker's pace and promotes a more thoughtful exchange. For example, during a team meeting, giving a colleague a moment to gather their thoughts before responding can lead to more insightful contributions. Guideline: embrace silence as part of your active listening practice. Resist the urge to interrupt or fill gaps in conversation. Instead, allow the speaker time to articulate their thoughts completely before you respond. This patience underscores your respect and attentiveness. Conclusion: barriers to effective listening. Identifying common barriers to effective listening and learning how to overcome them is crucial in enhancing empathetic connections through effective listening. Ineffective listening can lead to misunderstandings and hinder personal and professional relationships. This section explores various typical barriers and offers guidelines for overcoming them. Preconceived notions. One significant barrier to effective listening is preconceived notions. These are ideas or biases formed prior to the actual conversation based on past experiences, stereotypes, or assumptions. Such biases can prevent listeners from fully understanding and appreciating the speaker's message. For instance, if you already think that a colleague's suggestions are usually unhelpful, you may dismiss their current input without full consideration. To overcome this barrier, begin by acknowledging your biases. Self-awareness is the first step in setting aside preconceived notions. Actively remind yourself to approach each conversation with an open mind. One guideline to practice is actively listening without judgment. Focus on what is being said, rather than forming opinions while the other person is speaking. This allows you to gather all the information before making any judgments. External distractions. External distractions are another common obstacle to effective listening. These distractions include environmental factors like noise, visual stimuli, and physical discomfort. For example, trying to listen attentively in a noisy cafe or a cluttered office can be incredibly challenging. Minimizing these external distractions is essential for effective listening. Choose a quiet and comfortable environment for important conversations whenever possible. If unavoidable distractions arise, address them directly. Close a window to block out street noise, or politely ask others to lower their voices. Additionally, maintaining eye contact with the speaker can help keep your focus on the conversation. An essential guideline here is to control the listening environment as much as possible to facilitate better concentration. Ineffective feedback. Providing ineffective feedback can also be a barrier to good listening. Listeners often fall into the trap of providing feedback that is either vague or overly critical, which can discourage open communication. Constructive feedback, on the other hand, fosters a positive dialogue. For instance, merely nodding or using filler words like "uh-huh" does not confirm comprehension. Overcoming this involves developing the skill of giving constructive and timely feedback. Paraphrasing the speaker's points and asking clarifying questions demonstrates active engagement. For example, saying, "So what you're saying is," followed by a summary of the speaker's point, shows that you are attentive and interested. Another guideline to keep in mind is to use affirmative language that validates the speaker's contributions, thus encouraging a more meaningful exchange. Validation in communication. Validating the speaker's thoughts and emotions is vital for effective listening. Validation means acknowledging the speaker's feelings and thoughts without necessarily agreeing with them. This practice helps in building trust and rapport. Imagine someone sharing a difficult experience, and your response is indifferent or dismissive. It can feel like their concerns are unimportant. To validate effectively, use affirmations and empathetic responses. Simple phrases like, "I understand how you feel," or "That sounds really challenging," can go a long way. Reflecting back the emotions you perceive from the speaker, such as saying, "You seem really passionate about this topic," helps in confirming their feelings and encourages further sharing. A useful guideline is to practice empathy consistently. By putting yourself in the speaker's shoes, you show respect and understanding, which strengthens the connection. Clarification techniques. Misunderstandings often stem from unclear or incomplete communication. Clarification techniques play a pivotal role in ensuring that both parties are on the same page. Misinterpretations can happen easily, especially when dealing with complex subjects or emotional issues. Without proper clarification, actions based on these misunderstandings can lead to conflict or errors. One effective method to clarify is to ask open-ended questions that invite detailed responses. Questions like, "Can you elaborate on that?" Or, "What did you mean when you said?" Encourage the speaker to provide more information. Restating or paraphrasing the speaker's words also confirms that you've understood their main points correctly. Hence, a practical guideline is to employ clarification techniques regularly to deepen understanding and avoid assumptions. Reflective responses. Reflective responses are a powerful tool in active listening. They involve mirroring the speaker's statements in your own words, which demonstrates that you are not only hearing, but also comprehending their message. This technique also provides the speaker an opportunity to correct any misunderstandings immediately. To use reflective responses effectively, listen for the key points and emotions expressed by the speaker. Then rephrase what they said and check for accuracy. For example, you might say, "It sounds like you're feeling frustrated because the project isn't progressing as planned. Is that right?" This helps to ensure that the listener has captured the essence of the speaker's message. A useful guideline is to incorporate reflective responses to signal active engagement in the conversation. In this chapter, we have examined various techniques for active listening that can enhance empathetic connections. By incorporating methods like reflective listening and observing nonverbal cues, we can ensure that our interactions are more meaningful and supportive. Open-ended questions invite deeper discussions, while reflecting back emotions and thoughts validates the speaker's feelings, fostering trust and openness. Creating a conducive environment for conversations and practicing patience with silence further strengthens our ability to listen actively. Overall, these techniques not only improve our communication skills, but also help build stronger relationships, both personally and professionally. Whether it is in a business setting or at home with family, effective listening paves the way for better understanding and connection. By committing to these practices, we embrace empathy and create spaces where everyone feels heard and valued. Chapter 7. Unveiling Subconscious Motivations. Unveiling Subconscious Motivations is a captivating journey into the depths of our hidden drivers and biases. Our subconscious mind operates in the shadows, influencing how we think, feel, and act, often without our conscious awareness. For business professionals, gaining insight into these subconscious forces can dramatically improve negotiation tactics and relationship building within their teams. Parents, on the other hand, will find that understanding their own subconscious triggers helps in fostering more empathetic connections with their children. Anyone striving to enhance their interpersonal skills will benefit from an exploration of how their past experiences and ingrained behaviors shape present interactions. In this chapter, you'll delve into a variety of elements that reveal the underlying motivations driving human behavior. We will discuss unconscious biases, automatic responses, and emotional triggers originating from past experiences. Additionally, the chapter will explore how conditioning and societal influences sculpt our subconscious mind from an early age. Through real-world examples, you will see how these hidden factors impact everyday decisions and relationships, both in professional settings and at home. By bringing these subconscious elements to light, you gain the tools to foster fairer decision-making processes, healthier relationships, and personal growth. Understanding the subconscious. Exploring the role of the subconscious in influencing behavior and decision-making unveils a fascinating dimension of human psychology. Our subconscious mind operates beneath the surface, steering our thoughts, perceptions, and actions often without our conscious recognition. Understanding this hidden force is essential for business professionals striving to negotiate effectively, parents connecting with their children's emotions, and individuals enhancing their interpersonal skills. Unconscious biases play a significant role in shaping our perceptions and actions. These biases are automatic responses formed through our experiences, societal conditioning, and cultural influences. For instance, a business professional may unconsciously prefer candidates who share similar backgrounds, which can impact hiring decisions. Unconscious biases also affect how parents perceive their children's behavior, potentially leading to misunderstandings or unfair judgments. By becoming aware of these biases, we can take steps to mitigate their influence, fostering fairer decision-making processes and healthier relationships. Emotional triggers from past experiences profoundly impact present behavior. A person's reaction to a stressful situation may be rooted in unresolved emotions from earlier life events. For example, a parent who experienced strict discipline as a child might react more harshly to their child's mistakes, projecting their unresolved feelings onto the present scenario. Similarly, in a business setting, an individual who faced criticism in the past may overly internalize feedback, hindering personal growth and performance. Recognizing and addressing these emotional triggers allows us to respond more thoughtfully and constructively in various situations. Automatic responses are another way in which the subconscious influences behavior. These are ingrained patterns of behavior that occur without conscious thought, often developed through repetition and reinforcement. For instance, a professional might consistently avoid conflict due to a long-standing habit of seeking harmony, even when assertiveness would be more effective. In parenting, automatic responses might manifest as habitual reactions to a child's misbehavior, such as immediately raising one's voice. By identifying these patterns, individuals can consciously choose more deliberate responses that align better with their desired outcomes. Conditioning and past experiences exert a powerful influence on our subconscious motivations and decision-making. From an early age, we are conditioned by our environment, family, and culture, which shape our beliefs, values, and attitudes. A business professional might have been conditioned to value financial success above all else, driving their career decisions subconsciously. Parents may unknowingly replicate their own upbringing patterns, affecting their parenting style. For instance, someone raised in an authoritative household may adopt a similar approach, believing it to be the most effective way to raise children. Understanding the roots of these motivations enables individuals to make more informed and intentional choices, breaking free from limiting patterns and fostering personal growth. The interplay between unconscious biases, emotional triggers, automatic responses, and conditioning highlights the complex nature of our subconscious mind. Each element influences our daily interactions, decisions, and behaviors in profound ways. Consider the scenario of a business meeting. A leader might unconsciously favor suggestions from team members who remind them of themselves, an example of unconscious bias at work. If the leader had a negative experience with a similar project in the past, they might react defensively to new ideas, illustrating the impact of emotional triggers. Meanwhile, their automatic response might be to shut down dissenting opinions quickly, reflecting ingrained behavior patterns. However, By recognizing these subconscious influences, the leader can strive to create a more inclusive and open environment, ultimately leading to better decision-making and team dynamics. In parenting, a mother might notice she reacts strongly whenever her child speaks back, an automatic response rooted in her own childhood conditioning. Perhaps she was taught that respect is paramount, and any form of dissent was unacceptable. This ingrained belief system shapes her current behavior, often resulting in conflicts. By understanding these subconscious drivers, she can begin to address and modify her responses, fostering a more understanding and empathetic relationship with her child. Individuals interested in enhancing their interpersonal skills can benefit immensely by exploring their subconscious motivations. For example, someone keen on improving their communication skills might find they interrupt others frequently. This could stem from a subconscious fear of not being heard, possibly rooted in past experiences where their input was disregarded. Identifying this motivation allows the individual to consciously practice active listening, thereby improving their interactions and building stronger connections. Delving into the subconscious reveals how past experiences shape our present lives in ways we might not be fully aware of. It encourages self-reflection and promotes deeper self-awareness. By understanding the subconscious mind's influence, we gain the power to alter detrimental patterns, create positive changes, and make more conscious decisions. This process is not about eradicating the subconscious, but about bringing its hidden elements into the light, allowing for greater personal and professional growth. Business professionals, parents, and individuals alike can harness this understanding to enhance their effectiveness and empathy in everyday interactions. It starts with acknowledging the presence of unconscious biases, recognizing the impact of emotional triggers, identifying automatic responses, and understanding the influence of conditioning. As each layer of the subconscious is peeled back, we uncover the motivations that drive our behavior, providing valuable insights and paving the way for personal transformation. Practical applications in real life. Empathic listening is a powerful technique to uncover subconscious motivations in everyday interactions. By tuning in to both verbal and nonverbal cues, we can gain insight into the hidden drivers behind what people say and do. For example, someone might say they are fine verbally, but their body language, such as crossed arms or lack of eye contact, might suggest otherwise. Empathic listening requires us to be fully present, not just hearing words, but also observing gestures, facial expressions, and tone of voice. This holistic approach allows us to understand more than what's on the surface. Strategic questioning is another effective way to dive deeper into someone's motivations and values. By asking open-ended questions, we encourage individuals to think about their internal drivers. Questions like, "What matters most to you in this situation?" or "How does this align with your long-term goals?" are designed to provoke reflection. This method is particularly useful in professional settings, where understanding an employee's or colleague's deeper values can lead to more effective teamwork and decision-making. In a family context, it can help parents connect better with their children by understanding their fears, aspirations, and feelings. Reflective communication serves as a mirror to show that we understand and validate the other person's emotions and thoughts. When someone shares their feelings, reflecting those feelings back to them by saying something like, "It sounds like you're feeling frustrated because of the workload," can be incredibly affirming. This technique not only demonstrates empathy, but also helps the speaker feel truly heard and understood. Reflective communication is beneficial in building stronger relationships, whether in a business meeting or a family discussion. It reduces misunderstandings and fosters an environment of trust and openness. Mindfulness practices are instrumental in heightening awareness of both our own and others' subconscious motivations. By incorporating mindfulness techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, or mindful listening, we become more attuned to our internal states and the subtleties in others' behaviors. These practices enable us to observe without judgment and to stay grounded in the present moment. In turn, this increased awareness can enhance interactions by allowing us to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. For instance, a manager practicing mindfulness may notice tension in a team member during a meeting and choose to address it calmly, leading to a more productive outcome. Empathic listening, strategic questioning, reflective communication, and mindfulness form a comprehensive toolkit for uncovering subconscious motivations in everyday interactions. Each technique brings its unique strengths to the table. Empathic listening captures the nuances of verbal and nonverbal cues, allowing us to see beyond the obvious. Strategic questioning invites introspection, encouraging individuals to explore and articulate their deeper motivations. Reflective communication builds mutual understanding, reinforcing the bonds between people. Mindfulness practices facilitate a heightened state of awareness, enabling responsive rather than reactive engagement. Let's delve a bit deeper into how each of these techniques can be applied effectively. Empathic listening, for instance, is essential in conflict resolution. Imagine a scenario where two colleagues are at odds over a project deadline. One is focused on quality and insists that rushing will compromise the project's integrity. The other is concerned about client satisfaction and believes timely delivery is paramount. By employing empathic listening, a mediator can tune into the underlying anxieties of both parties, fear of poor quality versus fear of losing a client. Understanding these deeper concerns can pave the way for a compromise that addresses both quality and timeliness. Strategic questioning can be particularly powerful during performance reviews or career planning discussions. Rather than sticking to generic questions, a manager might ask, "What aspects of your job do you find most fulfilling?" Or, "What skills would you like to develop over the next year?" These questions prompt employees to think deeply about their motivations and aspirations, facilitating a conversation that aligns personal and organizational goals. Reflective communication is invaluable in parenting. When a child expresses frustration over schoolwork, a parent practicing reflective communication might say, "It seems like you're feeling overwhelmed by your assignments." This simple act of acknowledgement can ease the child's stress and open up a dialogue about solutions. Reflective communication helps build emotional resilience and strengthens the parent-child relationship by showing empathy and understanding. Mindfulness practices, meanwhile, can transform how individuals handle stressful interactions. A business professional who starts their day with a brief mindfulness exercise may find themselves more centered and less reactive during high-stress negotiations. Similarly, parents who engage in mindfulness activities with their children, like mindful breathing or body scan exercises, can foster a calmer home environment. Teaching children mindfulness can also improve their emotional regulation skills, making them more aware of their own and others' feelings. In practice, combining these techniques can lead to even greater insights and stronger connections. For example, an empathic listener using strategic questioning can guide a conversation to reveal core motivations, while simultaneously validating the speaker's experience through reflective communication. Adding mindfulness practices ensures that the listener remains present and non-judgmental throughout the interaction. Understanding the hidden motivations that drive our behavior is crucial for enhancing our interactions and relationships. By recognizing unconscious biases, emotional triggers, automatic responses, and the effects of conditioning, we gain insights into the complex workings of our subconscious mind. This awareness allows us to make more thoughtful decisions, whether in a business setting, parental role, or personal life. For instance, acknowledging these factors helps professionals create fairer workplaces, parents build stronger bonds with their children, and individuals improve their interpersonal skills. Practical tools like empathic listening, strategic questioning, reflective communication, and mindfulness can further enhance our understanding of subconscious motivations. These techniques promote deeper connections by encouraging introspection and validating feelings. By applying these strategies, professionals can improve teamwork, parents can address their children's needs more effectively, and individuals can foster better relationships. Ultimately, exploring our subconscious motivations empowers us to break free from limiting patterns and create positive changes, leading to personal and professional growth. Chapter 8. Emotional Energy Analysis. Detecting emotional energies and their influence on interactions is a subtle yet powerful skill that can transform how we connect with others. The nuances of emotional energies often shape the quality of our communication, impacting everything from daily conversations to significant life decisions. Recognizing these energies allows us to navigate relationships more thoughtfully, bringing greater empathy and understanding into our interactions. As we become more attuned to the emotional currents around us, we unlock new levels of awareness that enhance both personal and professional connections. Throughout this chapter, we will explore various facets of emotional energy, examining how positive and negative energies affect communication and relationship building. We will delve into the distinctions between intuitive and strained energies and their role in creating harmony or discord within interactions. Additionally, the chapter will address the importance of consistent versus inconsistent energies, shedding light on how stability or unpredictability in emotions influences trust and reliability. Finally, we will discuss transparent and guarded energies, highlighting the significance of openness and authenticity in fostering genuine connections. By the end of this chapter, readers will gain valuable insights into recognizing and managing different types of emotional energies to improve their interpersonal dynamics. Types of emotional energies. Exploring different types of emotional energies can significantly enhance one's ability to recognize and interpret them accurately. This understanding is vital for various aspects of personal and professional life. Let's delve into the main types of emotional energies and their implications on interactions. Positive versus negative energies. Understanding the distinction between positive and negative emotional energies is crucial. Positive emotional energies, such as joy, love, and enthusiasm, create a conducive environment for healthy communication and relationship building. These energies tend to promote openness, trust, and mutual respect in interactions. For instance, when a team leader approaches a project with enthusiasm and positivity, it often inspires the team members to engage more actively and collaboratively. On the other hand, negative emotional energies, such as anger, fear, and sadness, can create barriers to effective communication. These energies can lead to misunderstandings, conflicts, and a general sense of discomfort among individuals involved. For example, if a manager frequently exhibits frustration and impatience during meetings, it may cause team members to feel anxious and hesitant to contribute ideas. Recognizing these energies allows one to understand their impact and take steps to manage them appropriately. Intuitive versus strained energies. Differentiating between intuitive, harmonious energies and strained, discordant energies is another critical aspect. Intuitive energies are characterized by a natural flow and ease in interactions. When two individuals share intuitive energy, conversations seem effortless, and there is a deep sense of understanding and alignment. A mother instinctively understanding her child's needs without verbal communication exemplifies intuitive energy. Strained energies, however, are marked by tension and discord. These energies often arise from underlying stress, unresolved conflicts, or mismatch in expectations. In professional settings, strained energy might manifest through forced politeness, awkward silences, or frequent disagreements. Imagine a job interview where both the interviewer and the candidate feel uncomfortable. This strained energy can hinder genuine connection and honest exchange. By recognizing strained energies, one can address the root causes, whether they be personal stressors or external pressures, to foster more harmonious interactions. Consistent versus inconsistent energies. Identifying consistent emotional energies versus erratic or fluctuating energies also plays a significant role in interpreting interactions. Consistent energies are stable and predictable, providing a sense of reliability and trust. For example, a teacher who consistently shows patience and encouragement creates a safe learning environment for students, allowing them to thrive academically and emotionally. The stability of such emotional energy reassures others, fostering stronger relationships and clear communication. In contrast, inconsistent energies are unpredictable and can be confusing. Erratic emotional states, such as sudden mood swings or fluctuating attitudes, can make it challenging to form dependable connections. Imagine working with a colleague who one day is overly enthusiastic and supportive, but the next day appears distant and critical. Such inconsistency can breed insecurity, mistrust, and communication breakdowns. Recognizing these patterns helps in managing expectations and responding appropriately, thereby mitigating potential conflicts and misunderstandings. Transparent versus guarded energies. Recognizing transparent emotional energies versus guarded or masked emotions is key to understanding true intentions and feelings in any interaction. Transparent emotional energies involve openness and authenticity. Individuals who exhibit transparent energy are often seen as trustworthy and approachable because they freely express their thoughts and feelings. In a family setting, transparency can strengthen bonds, as members feel free to share their successes and struggles alike, knowing they will receive genuine support and empathy. Conversely, guarded energies involve concealed emotions and a lack of openness, often due to fear of judgment or vulnerability. People displaying guarded energy might suppress their true feelings, leading interactions with a facade that can be misleading or confusing. For example, an employee who always agrees with their boss in meetings, but internally feels dissatisfied and stressed, is exhibiting guarded energy. This concealment can prevent authentic connections and productive discourse. By learning to recognize when someone is being guarded, one can create a more inviting atmosphere that encourages openness and sincerity. Understanding these different types of emotional energies provides valuable insights into human interactions. Business professionals can leverage this knowledge to negotiate more effectively and build stronger workplace relationships. Parents can use it to better connect with and understand their children, fostering a supportive home environment. Anyone interested in enhancing interpersonal skills can benefit from being attuned to these energetic dynamics, ultimately navigating social situations with greater empathy and insight. Impact on interpersonal dynamics and managing your own emotional energy. Understanding the influence of emotional energies on interpersonal relationships is crucial for anyone looking to improve their communication and connection with others. By learning to regulate and channel our emotional energies, we can significantly enhance the quality of our interactions. Energetic resonance. Energetic resonance occurs when two people's emotional energies align, creating a harmonious connection that facilitates deeper understanding and empathy. For instance, think about how conversations flow effortlessly with friends who share your mindset and emotions. This alignment allows for more authentic interactions, where both parties feel understood and valued. When people resonate energetically, they tend to mirror each other's emotions and behaviors, building rapport without conscious effort. To cultivate energetic resonance, it's essential to be in tune with your own emotions and those of others. Pay attention to nonverbal cues, such as body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions. These subtle signals can provide insights into the other person's emotional state and help you adjust your own energy to match theirs. Creating a space where emotional energies can align often leads to more meaningful and impactful conversations. Conflict resolution. Conflicting emotional energies can create tension and misunderstandings, making effective conflict resolution challenging. However, recognizing these conflicting energies is the first step toward managing them constructively. When two individuals approach a situation with incompatible emotional states, one person might be angry while the other is calm. Their interactions can become strained, leading to escalation rather than resolution. One effective guideline for managing conflicting emotional energies is to practice active listening. By genuinely listening to the other person without interrupting or judging, you acknowledge their emotions and create an environment where they feel heard. This can de-escalate tension and open the door to finding common ground. Another useful technique is to employ I statements instead of you statements. For example, say, "I feel frustrated when," instead of "you always." This shifts the focus from blame to expressing your own feelings, which can reduce defensiveness and promote constructive dialogue. Additionally, taking breaks during heated exchanges can prevent emotional overload. A short pause allows both parties to cool down and reflect on their emotions, leading to more rational and calm discussions. Visualizing a positive outcome, where both parties' needs are met, can also help in approaching conflicts with a solution-oriented mindset. Emotional contagion. Emotional contagion is the phenomenon where one person's emotions spread to others, influencing the overall mood and dynamics of social interactions. This process can occur unconsciously and rapidly, affecting how groups respond to various situations. For instance, in a stressful work environment, one person's anxiety can quickly permeate through the team, leading to widespread stress and reduced productivity. On the flip side, positive emotions like enthusiasm and optimism can also spread, fostering a collaborative and energized atmosphere. The inherent risk of emotional contagion is particularly evident during crises or high-stress situations. Negative emotions, such as fear or anger, can amplify quickly, causing a domino effect that exacerbates the original issue. Studies have shown that negative emotions on social media, for instance, can lead to a surge in similar negative responses among users. To counteract this, it is important to consciously cultivate positive emotional states within groups. Leaders play a pivotal role here by modeling calm and composed behavior, which can set the tone for the rest of the group. Being aware of your own emotions and how they impact others allows you to manage emotional contagion effectively. Simple strategies like maintaining a positive demeanor, offering words of encouragement, or even small acts of kindness can uplift the emotional energy within a group. Building a culture of positivity and support helps mitigate the spread of negative emotions and fosters a healthier social environment. Self-awareness and regulation. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of emotional intelligence. It involves recognizing your own emotional states and understanding how they affect your thoughts, behaviors, and interactions. Self-aware individuals are better equipped to navigate emotional experiences without being overwhelmed by them. They can identify triggers, understand their emotional responses, and choose appropriate actions to manage their feelings. Developing self-awareness requires regular reflection. Journaling about daily experiences and emotions can reveal patterns over time, helping you understand your emotional landscape better. Mindfulness practices such as meditation can also heighten self-awareness by keeping you present and attuned to your inner self. Once you are aware of your emotions, the next step is self-regulation, managing these emotions in a way that promotes healthy interactions. Self-regulation involves techniques like deep breathing, pausing before reacting, and reframing negative thoughts into positive ones. For example, if you notice yourself getting irritated during a discussion, take a few deep breaths to calm yourself before responding. This not only helps in maintaining composure, but also sets a positive tone for the conversation. Another key aspect of self-regulation is adaptability. Being flexible in your emotional responses and communication style can prevent conflicts and misunderstandings. Adaptability means adjusting your approach based on the emotional state and preferences of others. If a colleague prefers detailed explanations, try to accommodate this need, even if it requires extra effort. Such adjustments demonstrate respect and enhance mutual understanding. Cultivating self-awareness and practicing self-regulation not only improve personal emotional management, but also create a stable and positive environment for others. This collective emotional stability can lead to stronger, more resilient relationships in every sphere of life, from professional settings to personal connections. Understanding the various types of emotional energies can significantly improve our ability to navigate interactions with empathy and insight. Positive emotional energies foster openness and trust, whereas negative ones can create barriers to communication. Recognizing intuitive versus strained energies allows for smoother, more authentic connections, while discerning consistent from inconsistent energies helps in building reliable relationships. Additionally, by distinguishing transparent from guarded emotional states, we can better understand and respond to others' true feelings, fostering a more genuine and supportive environment. By becoming attuned to these emotional energies, we can enhance both personal and professional relationships. This knowledge empowers business professionals to negotiate more effectively and build strong workplace relationships, parents to connect deeply with their children, and anyone interested in interpersonal skills to navigate human interactions with greater empathy. Ultimately, being aware of and managing our own emotional energy leads to more meaningful and effective communications, enriching our connections with those around us. Chapter 9. Building Deeper Connections. Building deeper connections is essential for fostering authentic relationships. This chapter provides practical insights into how mind-reading techniques can enhance our ability to connect with others on a profound level. Understanding and anticipating the thoughts and emotions of those we interact with allows us to navigate conversations more effectively, making our interactions more meaningful and engaging. The subtle art of mind reading isn't about guessing what someone might be thinking, but rather about paying close attention to various cues and signals that reveal their emotional state. By honing these skills, we can create an environment of trust and openness where genuine connections can flourish. In this chapter, we will explore several key strategies for applying mind-reading techniques to improve communication and relationships. Firstly, we will delve into the importance of active listening and how it helps in decoding both verbal and nonverbal cues effectively. Next, we will examine methods for interpreting body language and facial expressions to better understand underlying emotions. We will also discuss the role of empathy in resolving conflicts and validating the feelings of others. Finally, we will provide practical tips for integrating these techniques into everyday interactions, whether in professional settings or personal relationships, to cultivate a stronger, more empathetic connection with those around us. Strategies for empathic communication. Enhancing empathic communication to deepen connections with others is a pivotal goal for building meaningful relationships. This involves various strategies, such as active listening techniques, interpreting nonverbal cues, resolving conflicts through empathy, and validating the emotions of those we interact with. Practicing active listening fosters trust and understanding in relationships. Active listening goes beyond merely hearing words. It requires attentiveness to the speaker's message, emotions, and intentions. By engaging fully in the conversation, individuals demonstrate respect and concern for the speaker's perspective. Practicing active listening might involve several techniques: maintaining eye contact, nodding in agreement, and giving verbal affirmations like, "I see," or "that makes sense." One effective method involves paraphrasing what the speaker has said to confirm understanding. For example, if a colleague shares their frustration over a project, you could respond, "So, you're feeling overwhelmed by the project's demands?" This approach ensures that the speaker feels heard and understood, reinforcing trust and openness in the relationship. Nonverbal cues interpretation is another vital aspect of empathic communication. Nonverbal signals, including body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice, often convey more than the spoken words themselves. For instance, crossed arms might indicate defensiveness, while leaning forward can show interest and engagement. Recognizing these signals helps decode underlying emotions and intentions, which can be crucial in comprehending the full context of the conversation. Suppose a friend insists they are fine, but avoids eye contact and speaks in a subdued tone. These nonverbal cues might suggest they are not as okay as they claim. Addressing this discrepancy with sensitivity, such as saying, "You seem a bit down. Is everything really all right?" can open up more honest dialogue and foster deeper connection. Conflict resolution through empathy is another critical element in enhancing relationships. Understanding others' perspectives can lead to more effective communication and stronger bonds. Empathy allows individuals to perceive situations from someone else's viewpoint, reducing misunderstandings and promoting cooperation. When disagreements arise, approaching them with empathy entails actively listening to the other person's concerns without immediate judgment. Acknowledging their feelings and showing a willingness to understand their side can diffuse tensions. For instance, during a disagreement with a partner about household chores, instead of insisting on your viewpoint, you could say, "I can see how you feel overwhelmed with all the tasks lately. Let's figure out a way to manage this together," thereby fostering a collaborative rather than adversarial dynamic. Validation, or reflecting feelings back to the speaker, enhances emotional connection by making them feel acknowledged and valued. Validation involves recognizing and affirming the speaker's emotions without necessarily agreeing with their viewpoint. It shows that their feelings are legitimate and important. For instance, if a child expresses sadness about being excluded from a game, saying something like, "It sounds like you're feeling really hurt because you weren't included," validates their experience and makes them feel understood. This practice strengthens bonds by creating an environment where individuals feel safe to express their true emotions without fear of dismissal or judgment. Effective active listening can transform everyday interactions, making conversations more meaningful and impactful. In professional settings, active listening promotes teamwork and collaboration. Leaders who actively listen to their team members' inputs build a culture of respect and openness, leading to better decision-making and problem-solving. Similarly, parents who listen actively to their children create a nurturing atmosphere where kids feel secure to share their thoughts and feelings, fostering stronger family connections. Practicing these skills regularly, whether with colleagues, friends, or family, cultivates an empathetic and supportive network, enriching all forms of relationships. Incorporating these empathic communication techniques into daily life requires consistent effort and mindfulness. It's not just about employing a set of strategies, but also about genuinely caring for and valuing the people you communicate with. Reflecting on each interaction and seeking continuous improvement can help refine these skills. For instance, after a challenging conversation, consider what went well and what could be improved. Perhaps there was a moment when you could have listened more intently or responded more empathetically. Learning from these reflections encourages growth and enhances future interactions. Creating trust and authenticity. A strong and meaningful relationship is built on the foundations of trust and authenticity. These elements are essential as they allow individuals to connect genuinely with one another, fostering deeper connections that are both enduring and fulfilling. Transparency and vulnerability are crucial components in establishing trust and authenticity. By sharing personal experiences and emotions openly, individuals create an atmosphere where others feel comfortable reciprocating. This mutual openness fosters a sense of genuine connection. When you share your joys, struggles, fears, and dreams, it communicates that you're willing to be seen as you truly are, without pretense. Vulnerability can be daunting, as it involves revealing parts of oneself that might feel uncomfortable or private. However, this very act of opening up can lead to profound understanding and empathy between individuals. It shows that you trust the other person with your innermost thoughts and feelings, thereby encouraging them to do the same. Consistency in communication further cements credibility and trust in relationships. When individuals are reliable and their actions align with their words, it reinforces the notion that they can be depended upon. Being consistent means not only following through on promises, but also maintaining a steady level of engagement. Whether it's being punctual, meeting deadlines, or simply staying involved in day-to-day interactions, consistency helps build a predictable and secure environment. For instance, consistently checking in with a colleague about a shared project or regularly communicating with family members about plans ensures everyone feels valued and considered. This reliability assures others that their relationship with you is stable and trustworthy. Respecting boundaries is another fundamental aspect of building trust and mutual respect. Boundaries are essentially the personal limits we set for ourselves regarding how we want to be treated and how much we are willing to engage. Establishing clear boundaries and respecting those of others creates a safe space where individuals feel understood and valued. This respect is critical because it acknowledges that everyone has their own comfort zones and personal needs. For example, in a professional setting, respecting a coworker's request for no after-hours calls demonstrates consideration for their personal time. Similarly, in a personal relationship, honoring a friend's need for solitude during stressful times shows empathy and understanding. Respecting boundaries reflects a deep level of regard for each other's well-being, promoting a healthy dynamic where trust can flourish. Mindful communication plays a pivotal role in enhancing understanding and empathy. Being fully present in conversations means giving undivided attention to the person you're interacting with, listening actively, and responding thoughtfully. Mindfulness in communication allows you to pick up on subtle cues, both verbal and nonverbal, which can significantly enhance your understanding of the other person's emotions and perspectives. This depth of understanding fosters empathy and emotional intimacy. For instance, during a conversation with a child about their day at school, putting aside distractions like mobile phones and maintaining eye contact lets the child know they have your full attention. This practice not only makes the child feel heard, but also encourages them to open up more freely. Empathy, a cornerstone of mindful communication, involves genuinely trying to understand and share the feelings of another person. When you approach conversations with empathy, it reduces defensiveness and promotes cooperation. This is particularly important in conflict resolution, as empathic responses can help de-escalate tensions and foster mutual understanding. For example, in a disagreement between colleagues, acknowledging the other person's frustrations and expressing a willingness to find a mutually beneficial solution can turn a potentially heated argument into a productive discussion. It's important to note that transparency and vulnerability go hand in hand with honesty. Being honest about your thoughts, feelings, and intentions builds a foundation of trust because others know that what you say is true. Avoiding deception and being upfront about any challenges or mistakes you encounter demonstrates integrity. Transparency doesn't mean oversharing. Rather, it's about being truthful and open in a manner that respects the dynamics of the relationship. This practice promotes openness and strengthens connections with others. In a business setting, for instance, clearly communicating the reasons behind a decision, even when it involves difficult news, helps maintain trust among team members. By addressing issues directly, rather than avoiding them, you show that you value honesty and are committed to working through challenges together. In addition to honesty, consistency in behavior is equally important. Aligning your words with your actions and demonstrating reliability over time cultivates a stable environment where trust can thrive. Consistency reassures others that you will be there for them, reinforcing the belief that they can depend on you. This becomes particularly salient during times of need. For example, consistently showing up to support a friend through a difficult period creates a solid foundation of trust that endures even through adversity. Lastly, respecting boundaries within the context of transparency and vulnerability is essential. While being open and honest fosters authenticity, it's equally important to recognize and honor the limits of what others are comfortable sharing. Balance is key. Sharing appropriately and being mindful of others' boundaries ensures that the relationship remains respectful and supportive. Applying mind-reading techniques to foster authentic relationships involves enhancing empathic communication through various strategies. This chapter delved into key aspects such as active listening, interpreting nonverbal cues, resolving conflicts with empathy, and validating emotions. Active listening encourages trust and understanding by showing genuine attentiveness, while recognizing nonverbal signals helps decode underlying feelings. Addressing conflicts empathetically promotes cooperation and reduces misunderstandings. and validating emotions makes others feel acknowledged and valued. Together, these skills create richer, more meaningful connections in both personal and professional settings. The importance of transparency and vulnerability was also highlighted as crucial for building trust and authenticity. Sharing personal experiences and emotions openly fosters mutual understanding, while consistency in actions and words reinforces reliability. Respecting boundaries ensures that everyone feels comfortable and valued within the relationship. Mindful communication, which includes being fully present and empathetic during interactions, further enhances emotional intimacy. By incorporating these techniques into daily conversations, individuals can cultivate deeper, more authentic relationships, creating a supportive network that enriches all aspects of life. Conclusion. As you reflect on the journey you've traversed through this book, consider the profound transformation it has driven within you. Whether you are a business professional negotiating deals, a parent delving into your child's emotional world, or an individual seeking to enhance your interpersonal skills, each chapter has equipped you with tools to see beyond the surface of human interactions. The techniques and insights presented have provided a new lens through which to view others, fostering deeper understanding and stronger connections. At the heart of this journey lies a fundamental shift in perception. No longer do we take words at face value. Instead, we appreciate the subtleties of body language, the nuances of tone, and the unspoken emotions that lie beneath. You've learned to recognize these signals, decode them, and respond with empathy. This newfound ability doesn't just make you a better communicator, it transforms your relationships, both personal and professional. It emboldens you to connect on a level where true understanding flourishes, paving the way for meaningful and lasting bonds. Moving beyond knowledge, it's crucial to apply these mind-reading skills in everyday life. The transformative power lies in practice. Imagine stepping into a negotiation room, now fully attuned to the silent cues exchanged in the air. Your ability to sense hesitation, eagerness, or doubt can shape the trajectory of negotiations, leading to more informed decisions and mutually beneficial outcomes. Consider the daily discussions with your children, where tuning into their unspoken feelings fosters trust and openness, allowing for a nurturing environment where they feel genuinely understood. Continued growth is essential to mastering these skills. Challenge yourself to remain observant, even in mundane conversations. Each interaction is an opportunity to refine your abilities. Observe the subtle shifts in body language or the slight changes in vocal inflection during casual chats. By continuously honing these skills, you not only become proficient, but also create a habit of deep listening and empathetic engagement. Interpersonal skills aren't confined to professional and family realms. They permeate every aspect of life. A chance conversation with a stranger can become a moment of connection and understanding. In social settings, your capacity to read the room and engage thoughtfully elevates interactions and leaves lasting impressions. By making a conscious effort to apply these techniques across diverse scenarios, you embed them into your everyday behavior, ensuring ongoing development and proficiency. While understanding others is paramount, self-discovery remains equally vital. Recognizing our own emotions and motivations is the cornerstone of truly connecting with others. Self-awareness allows us to approach interactions with authenticity and vulnerability, fostering genuine relationships. Reflect on how your emotions influence your responses and interactions. By doing so, you gain insight into your triggers and biases, enabling you to manage them effectively. This introspection not only enhances your mind-reading abilities, but also paves the way for personal growth and emotional resilience. Taking the time to delve into your thoughts and emotions strengthens your empathy towards others. When you understand your fears, desires, and insecurities, you become more attuned to recognizing similar feelings in others. This shared understanding builds bridges, creating an environment of mutual respect and compassion. Remember that emotional intelligence starts from within. By cultivating self-awareness, You lay the foundation for empathetic and authentic connections with those around you. Gratitude plays a significant role in this journey. Expressing gratitude not only acknowledges the efforts of others, but also reinforces positive interactions. It nurtures a culture of appreciation and respect, fostering stronger bonds. Make it a habit to express gratitude regularly, whether in personal relationships or professional settings. A simple thank you can go a long way in establishing trust and goodwill. To the readers who have embarked on this enlightening journey, thank you. Your commitment to enhancing your interpersonal skills and deepening your understanding of others is commendable. May the insights and techniques gained serve as guiding principles in all your interactions, igniting transformative connections and enriching your human experience. Remember, the journey doesn't end here. It's a continuous process of learning, observing, and growing. Embrace the opportunity to hone your skills further, seeking out new techniques and perspectives. Approach each interaction with curiosity and openness, allowing your empathy and understanding to guide you. As you move forward, carry with you the lessons learned, the importance of reading beyond words, the power of empathy, and the significance of self-awareness. These principles will continue to shape your interactions, fostering deeper connections and more fulfilling relationships. Here's to a future where every conversation is a step towards greater understanding, and every relationship is built on the foundation of empathy and authenticity. Thank you once again for being part of this journey. May the knowledge you've acquired light your path, leading to enriched connections and a profound appreciation of the diverse tapestry of human emotions.